I just finished the game. Um, kind of not sure how I feel about it, but stick around. I'm actually gonna be yeah, I'm actually gonna be bringing up Reddit and looking at some of the entries that other people. So Reddit, Doki Doki, because one of my buddies was telling me that there is a lot of has a lot of hidden meaning behind or a lot of hidden stuff um, that wasn't apparent in the game. Also, there is decrypted messages, like some of the letters that were in there. Um, some of the letters that were in there that you couldn't read. Some people went through and did that, of course, because people spend a lot of time doing it. All right. Yeah, that the game is it's a twisted game. The only thing the one thing that could have made it even cooler in my opinion was if it deleted itself. Because it seemed like it was leading its way up to deleting itself. And at the very end it says please reinstall the game. And if it completely deleted itself, that would be fucking cool. All right, so um before you speculate on any of the information in this thread or post, your own findings, read the vital information at the bottom of this thread. The developer of this game has made statements regarding the files and future projects, and it is extremely important that the information is known before jumping to conclusions. All right. Um, when Dan Salvato launched the visual novel and his grand 2-year project, many people were confused. Um, a a developer mainly known for his Smash modding knowledge and effort to franker faces, if I'm reading that right, launching a VN virtual novel of all things to kickstart the new studio was unexpected to say the least. Thankfully, VN in itself is great, but I couldn't help but think there was more than meets the eye. That's all right. That being said, let's begin. The files of interest. Like many, I'm gonna actually make this bigger so you guys can read a little bit too, because I'm not the best reader. Not that big. All right. I actually want to throw like a little. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let's go image, and then we'll move that down. Just so people can read the comments later on. All right. So, like many not what it seems VNs are out there. DDLC is a game that is best played through while keeping an eye on the games program folder. Certain files are added, updated, or deleted in response to plot events, as well as by the player who think outside the box in certain situations. The most interesting file, the most interesting files are located in the characters folder. Which if you actually look back at some of what I was doing, I actually had that open for the most part. Um, which I was just told to look inside there, and I saw it update, and I saw that moved to the top of the folder as most recently updated. Looked in there, and shit was being deleted and fucking all sorts of shit. And there's actually a picture that popped up too. Um, there are 4 character files with names corresponding to each female character in the game. No program can make sense of No program can make sense of files with this file type, but opening them up in a text editor I use Notepad++ revealed some hints to their true purpose. Oh, did you actually open them up? Like, Sayori character. This is the file I reached the most progress with initially, and also is the first one that hinted at the possibility of something worth delving into was found. I'm actually kind of curious. So, yeah, you actually have the raw version and the cleaned up version. Cool. Um, when the file name was converted to an OGG file, this file becomes a soundbite with a high-pitched screeching noise. Bringing the sound file to Audacity, I'm assuming is that how that's said, found nothing of interest, but then I remembered about older games hiding images in spectrographs of sound files. I opened up, man, people are fucking smart. Um, so I opened up the file in Sonic Visualizer and applied a spectrograph to it, confirming my suspicion that there's more than this. I can't fucking read. Confirming my suspicion that there was more to this than what it says on the landing page. Here are some images of the spectrograph. First one being raw data. I'm actually going to open up the. Let's see what. We're opening up Sayori's. Let me open up Sayori's. More apps. I'll open up a notepad. He said nope. Ooh, shit. Um, edit with notepad plus plus. Holy shit. How do people actually go through this shit? And I don't get people. All right. So, here are the images of the spectrograph. First one being the raw data, second one being cleaned up for its intended purpose. So it's a QR code, cleaned up, got it. Um, for for anyone who doesn't know, this is a standard QR code used to link websites and via images and phone apps. It was difficult to scan in due due to the distortion from the program producing the spectrograph. But after tweaking it in Photoshop for around 20 minutes, I finally got my phone to give me a URL. Project Libitina? Alright, so let me kind of zoom in on this one, and I'll kind of center it as well. Alright, so monthly examination report, January 5th, 2004, which I'm assuming is the date it was created. Name Libitina. Date of birth, age 3. Significance level 1 to 100. She's a 100. This is weird. The following occasional behaviors have been noted and should be ignored in further examinations. Twitching, vocal tics, biting, euphoria, vomiting, screaming, harm to examiner, harm to self, misplaced laughter, and self-harm attempts must be interrupted immediately. Test results, passed, failed the physical control, failed the emotional control, and failed the third eye suppression. Sexual response, passed all of them. Last updated sexual response test is bypassed during prepubescence, since she's a lolly, I'm assuming. Requested by bypassing the following tests: third eye, all those. All requests denied. Libitina has not yet recovered from the termination of Monika. I'm assuming. Libitina has. I'm assuming this is. Libitina has not yet recovered from the termination of Monica and is not expected to do so in the near future. Continuing to administer these tests will only accelerate the deterioration of Libitina's death or health. You are choosing to avoid the measures necessary to prevent repeat scenario, doctor. Will you have as much faith in your personnel as you do in your God? End of report. All right, that's weird. I need to kind of center this a little bit more too. All right, so um, the website has a lot of data that appears to be about fictional test subjects, but does not have any other hidden information. As seen in other files later in the post, most files will reach this sort of conclusion. Monica, the text at the beginning of the file suggests that it was originally a PNG file. When the file name is changed, this is this is confirmed as the file transforms into an image of a flaming ring with a white black scramble square in the center. It's fucking weird. I don't know where you see this shit. It might be different because I finished the game. I wish I opened these up before. Yeah, Monica. Never mind. I was opening up Natsuki's, but this is Monica, and I don't have Monica's because she's fucking dead. I deleted her bitch ass. No more Monica. All right. I looked around trying to find what this square could be, and a friend of mine suggested it might be binary converted to a black and white pixel array. I carefully cropped the image to include all the pixels in the square, converted it into binary using an online tool, and then started throwing the binary into different interpreters of the translators that could be found. Converting the binary to alphanumeric brought up a familiar pattern of characters, which ended up being base 64. Let me see. Oh my god, fucking people are smart as shit. So what he was saying is basically all of these pixels, which pixels are fucking tiny. Um, if I can actually, let's do this. Snipping tool, new. Let's copy this, throw it into Paint. So each one of these pixels, so since I've kind of blown it up, um, so this would be 0, 1, 0, 0, fuck. It'd be like 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, or 0, 1, 0. Would it be 101, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, shit like that? So that's what they're saying. I'm not gonna go through the whole entire thing. I can't fucking pull up the pixels. Not saving that shit. All right. So, um, converting the binary to alphanumeric brought up a familiar pattern of characters. All right. So yeah, raw paste data definitely looks like hex, which is base 64. So when converted, this is the result. Can you hear me? Who are you? I can't see you, but I know you're there. Yeah, you can definitely hear me. You've been watching for a while now, right? I guess I should introduce myself or something. My name is actually that's stupid. You obviously already know my name. Sorry. Fucking Monica's crazy. Um. Anyway, I'm guessing if you're able to put a stop to this, you would have done it by now. I mean, I know you're not like evil or anything because you've already helped me so much. I should really thank you for that. For everything you've done. You're really like a friend to me, so thank you so much. Actually curious. I think more than anything else, I really don't want it to be all for nothing. Everyone else is dead. Maybe you already know that. I'm sure you do, actually. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? Well, there's a lot of stuff a lot of stuff I don't understand. I don't know if it's even possible for me to understand it. But I know this isn't my only story. I can see that now, really clearly. And I think everyone else has had that kind of experience, some kind of deja vu. It's the third eye, right? That's what the. Oh, yeah. Monica's not still alive. No! There's no way Monica's still alive. Ah! I don't know if I should have restored her because she's fucking evil. Yeah, right here, saying PNG. I'm curious if I get the same thing. Yes, change it. It's all fucking real. It's all fucking real. Monica! Monica! You're right. I saved you, Monica. I don't know if I should have, though. You're scary. Oh my god, this is fucking crazy. So this is Monica's file that converts. I'm not sure if you guys have been paying attention, but that picture, um, the square in the center, they're saying it converts to binary image dump. That converted actually goes. That converted into base 64, which is hexadecimal. Um, converts to this. When you convert this, you can actually go here. Let's go base 64 to text. Let's paste that there. Let's go decode. And it's all fucking real. So here's what they have. They have it written out a lot nicer than that, but maybe you already know that. I'm sure you do actually, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? Well, there's a lot of stuff I don't understand. I don't know if that's even possible for me to understand it. But I know that this isn't my only story. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you guys actually. Go away. Go away. Okay, I understand. Um I can see that now really clearly. Third eye. Anyway, I could be totally wrong about this, but I really think you might be able to do something. I think you might be able to go back, or however you want to put it. Uh, um, to go back and tell them what's going to happen. If they know ahead of time, then they should be able to avoid it. They should, if they remember their time with me in the other worlds. They should remember what I tell them. Yeah, I really think this might be possible, but it's up to you. I'm sorry for always being, never mind. I know it's wrong. This is my story. It's time to be a fucking hero, both of us. Oh, Monica, like I'm not sure if you're just a speculator or if you're the game. If you're interested, you can read. Where's your dialogue script? Log, read readme. I'm wondering what's in readme. I think I already looked this up. Basic, left click, advances, deleting, legal notice. Okay. DDLC Python. Is it going to open Python up? Pretty sure I have Python downloaded. Fuck it. This is I'm assuming this is probably to add and delete stuff. Unlink FN, OS path, Android, old public. This doesn't really say anything. Game theory, don't find this. Where is it, Monica? Can you tell me? There's executable. So yeah, it runs Python in the background as you're playing in order to add and delete characters. Um, I'm gonna keep reading. Um, so yeah, she's saying, um, she's sorry for everything. This is my story. It's my time to be a fucking hero. Both of us. So let me kind of close all this stuff out. Go back to it. This note has no confirmed author, and can hint either towards getting the 100% ending of the game or an Easter egg for a future Team Salvato project. More about this at the bottom. The Natsuki character. When opening this file in the text editor, it's easy to see it was originally a PNG file. Let's see that for ourselves. Characters. We go to Natsuki. How is it easy to find that it's a PNG file? Is there anything that says fucking PNG? Um, it starts with a PNG header, much like Monica character. Unlike Monica character, however, this doesn't seem to be encoded. I'll fucking change it to a PNG just to see. What the fuck is that? The fuck is that? Make this shit bigger. Alright, so he was right. It's one thing to note, this image cannot be opened in my copy of Photoshop. I did as much as I could in Paint, then copy pasted the pixel array into Photoshop for an easier time. Inverting the image, flipping it 180 degrees, then offsetting it to center the image, thanks to that person, revealed this is distorted female face. Really? How? Okay, I'm going to take your word for it. Revealed this image of the distorted face. What the fuck? Yeah, lips, nose, eye, and oh shit. So basically they did this. Snipping tool. Um, New. That is the left side of the face. Let's copy this. Oh, that's fucking cool. So yeah, that's the other side of the face. Oh, this is fucking weird. When you map this onto a 3D sphere as a texture, it looks more like a coherent, and definitely resembles a face. I wish I could see that. Can I paste which link? The one that I'm reading right now? Because this one's actually pretty good. Yeah. So there's the link to what I'm reading right now. I'll post this in the description of the YouTube video as well. That way, anyone watching it on YouTube can kind of read through it and kind of dig at their own pace. Sorry, I'm kind of going slow because I'm kind of curious myself. I don't want to just take someone's word for it if I can actually go around and edit it and see if what people are saying is true, because there's a lot of fucking trolls out there. I will. So that's why I opened it up for myself. I flipped it 180 degrees, and I was just kind of looking at it. And this image is definitely a fucking image of lips, nose, eyes, and you said it's if you throw it onto a 3D sphere as a texture, it looks more coherent and definitely resembles a face. All right. So, the Yuri character, the final character. This is so anyone who didn't watch it or just watching this video or just tuning in. Yuri was my chick. This is the one that I wanted the most. Um, Final character file when opened was simply a long string of alphanumeric text. Putting it together, putting it into any hash type detection tools finds that it's base64. Thanks to this person, which when converted turns into this long poem. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Don't save that. So Yuri, said it's alphanumerical. Okay, so base 64. Yeah, which just looking at that, I can tell that as well. Let's go into, yeah, base 64 decode. Paste that here, decode. So as you see, I'm pulling all of this stuff real time. I'm not just taking his word for it. I'm actually looking all this stuff up, and it's fucking weird because it's all true. I'm just following this dude's steps. This long poem. Let's see if I can fit this so you guys can read it too. All right. Let's throw it into Notepad. Probably be easier to read there, I'm thinking. Never mind. Not Notepad. I'll just fucking read it from here. All right. So, Jesus, this is long. If you find this note in a small wooden box with a heart on it, then congratulations. You're probably the first person to read this. I didn't really plan on sharing this with anybody, but for some reason, I think it's exciting that somebody out there, a complete stranger, will come across this note and read my story. Someone I will never meet, sharing such a personal bond with me. I'm fascinated that either one of us could die. Even as even as soon as tomorrow, with the other being completely clueless to the fact. To you, my entire life is within this note. And so I'll live for as long as your memory can carry me. Writing this, I'm wondering if that makes you feel fascinated or violated. It's so exciting. I'm sorry if my story is a bit disorganized, but I'd like to get it down while it's still fresh on my mind. First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a first year college girl and led my led have led by most standards a pretty unspectacular life to this point. I grew up in an upper middle class school with district with decent teachers. I did track in middle school and some of high school. I've had two boyfriends. Now I'm studying for a career in occupational therapy because I feel the field is undervalued and provides tremendous help to people. Which, if you remember, she was kind of fucking psycho. Uh, so I'm giving you this background because there's this strange misconception that if you want to kill someone, then you're either sick in the head or you have anger management issues. But it's apparent that I don't fall into either of those categories. It's true that most murder cases are in domestic setting where someone loses control of their anger or something. But the thing is that people kill each other under provocation, if that's how you say it. I know it's like provoking, but provocation? Whether by a singular outburst or by a slow burning series of misfortunes. Those people kill because in that brief moment they want a specific someone for a specific reason to be hurt or killed. Find the code of my conversations. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. What I'm talking about is wanting to kill someone for no specific reason. Maybe just to see what it's like. Do you ever get that? I wouldn't know how others feel because it's not ever something I've talked about. Because I've been curious about what it's like to kill someone ever since I was a child. Not killing anyone in particular, just some random person. It's always just fascinated me that if I put my mind to it, I can approach anyone, and in 5 minutes they would be completely gone from this earth. Jesus, this is long. I'm gonna kind of skip down a little bit because I'm sure you guys don't want to see me. Yeah, it's long as shit. So I'm gonna kind of like read a couple. Um, when I asked if she was married or anything, so Linda soon learned. If you guys want to read it, it's in the um, link in the description or on the page. That is lengthy. The choice was between effectiveness and fun. I decided to go with fun. Could it be a way? I'm gonna read the last little bit though. I swiftly turned the doorknob, not locked, in one movement. I opened the door and I slipped inside. Linda Watson just a few steps away into the kitchen. I see she was in the middle of cooking. She immediately jumped around, start startled. I expected that. Quickly I let go of the doorknob and adjusted the axe into both hands. In the following split second, I realized that she probably start to make a lot of noise. Looking back, I'm an idiot for not considering that. Just as Linda's mouth opened to speak, maybe even started speaking, I forcefully swung my axe into the side of her head. But my axe was facing backwards. I hit her with the blunt side of the blade. I actually did this on purpose, because in that split second, I somehow decided that it would probably be the way to keep her noise to a minimum. It actually worked. I felt I felt barely any resistance in the swing as it collided with her head, knocking it clean aside. Linda's half-formed syllable came out as a weird kind of grunt. A noisy exhalation is probably the best I could describe it. That happened at the same time as her head smacked into the cabinet from the force, and she fell backwards without any ability to keep her balance. I didn't hesitate to keep I didn't hesitate at all to keep swinging at her while she was half laying on the ground. This time my axe was facing the right way. I could really I really didn't know where to swing. So I just kind of started hacking at her collarbone area and her chest. It didn't feel like the axe was going in too deep. But there was a nice thun. Um, wait, is that really it? No, there's more. Wait. Um, there's a lot more. Holy shit. Once on a whim. Um, all right. All right. WordPad. So, fuck. Like, that was the perfect place for it to end because now I know exactly where I'm at. So I forcefully swung my axe into the side of her head, but my axe was facing backwards. Um, fuck. Okay, but there was a nice thunk. Sort of, thunk sort of sound. Make it bigger for you guys. Holy shit. Thunk sort of sounds every time the axe embedded into her. I even felt the soft sinking sensation ripple into my hands, like the axe was some kind of physical extension of my sense of touch. On a whim, I swung the axe at her throat, but most of the swing actually missed and I hit the floor by accident, causing a loud, dull whack to resonate through the apartment. I didn't have time to think about it. I swung again with better aim and got more centered hit. The feeling, the bone or cartilage or whatever is in there, so I must have split it open. Right after that, I decided to swing at her face. I got a diagonal cut along her nose and mouth, which felt pretty good, so I did it once more. I briefly stopped to survey the damage. Linda was bleeding ridiculously, and the blood was coming out in waves, in sync with her beating heart, probably in sync with her beating heart, probably. It was pooling all around her and was riding along the cracks between the tiles, with her light blue shirt all torn up and stained dark, kind of mixed with a fleshy mess around her chest. It was all glistening red. Her face wasn't much better. Covered in dripping red at this point, her lip was kind of hanging off, revealing red stained teeth in a really weird way, like a zombie or something. Linda wasn't dead though. Her limbs were kind of weakly, aimlessly trying to move while she was stuck on her back. Oh my god. This is fucking gnarly. More than that, she reminded me of a bug that you crush, but it pitifully moves its legs around before it dies completely. That basically what she was doing. But I didn't know how long it would take for her to die, or what kind of condition she was in. I ended up grabbing a big knife that was on the counter as that she was using to cut up the meat. Trying to step around the blood, I reached in down and carved into the upper half of her neck, trying to sort of saw it from the left to the right. It was a little awkward because the area was so soft and squished around the knife as I was cutting, but the sensation was completely different from the axe. I actually felt like I was cutting through a piece of raw meat, which I guess I technically was. Like, this is fucking brutal. The blood started pouring out, and I hope that I severed most of the arteries in there. It must have worked because after a moment, Linda's limbs Linda's limb movement kind of just had the strength drained from them. Soon soon resting still on the floor, I took a few seconds to catch my breath, no time to stick around and think about the experience. I shook the blade through a dirty pan in the sink to clean off the blood. Then threw the knife into my backpack. Um, if that's the fucking same blade, that I shook the knife blade. I also took her laptop that was sitting on the counter. It had some recipe for veal and mushrooms. I didn't really take the laptop to use it since I have a pretty good one myself that I got for college. I just want to look through it for fun. I finally went outside and closed the door behind me and got some blood on my sweater and jeans. But funnily enough, I actually anticipated that, so I wore dark colors. Like, this is fucking trippy. The drive back to my dorm was a constant replaying of the experience in my head. I guess that's still kind of happening now. Actually, still happening even now, actually. But it felt pretty nice. Linda Watson was dead. I kind of let the weight of that sink in. The sensation of having completely removed a human life from existence. It's crazy. I don't know how else to describe it. Fucking turn on. One second. Here we go. Anyway, I threw the axe and knife into a dumpster on campus, uh, which I think is picked up every day. Excuse me. It gave me the chance to go through Linda's website history. I was right in thinking that her deepest secrets would lie. There's actually a lot of dirty stuff, like the name of website for porn videos and stories and things like that. Excuse me. Same with her searches. A lot of websites were boring, like cooking websites and recipes, and game websites like Bejeweled and stuff. I eventually got the 1 week ago section of her history, and it gave me a chill. Oh my god. No. There were a whole bunch of searches like methods of suicide, how to tie a noose, dangerous household chemicals, carbon monoxide poisoning, like a lot of them. She was probably ready to write a book on suicide after all the research she did. So I guess Linda was contemplating suicide. I wonder if it was influenced by her depression. The irony is actually striking. Maybe Linda was going to die anyway, or maybe she couldn't find the courage to do it. If that were the case, almost literally gave her a birthday present by killing her. The That's actually really comical in a messed up way, and it leaves a weird taste in my mouth. The part I don't get is that I didn't see any of those searches up until the 1 week ago section. Nothing more recent than that. I ended up throwing the laptop in the dumpster with the other stuff, but it's only been a few hours since then. So I've had some time to calmly think about everything. Like I said, it was pretty satisfying, and I'm glad I finally got around to it. I feel like I finally crossed it off my bucket list, or I'm trying to, or like I'm tying up loose ends with myself. This is probably the first and last time I'll write the name Linda Watson, but it's back to living a normal college life. I expect I might do some people watching every now and then because it's definitely fun and interesting. But I'll always wonder how many people there are like me. I'm sure there has to be a lot because there's just nothing strange about it to me. Being curious about killing someone. Sadly, it's something that people can't exactly just talk about. So I guess I'll never know. I'm sure that anyone would just lie about it if you even if even if you ask them. God, I can't read right now. But you can't help but wonder if that person in the grocery store who stares at you as you pass by might be considering what it would be like to kill you. If I could, I would tell them about it so they could decide for themselves. But who knows? Maybe I got lucky. Maybe that person is you. I actually really, really hope so. So this was fucking Yuri. This is the chick that I was into. This tells you a little bit about me. About the interest in chicks I have. They're all fucking psycho. Which explains my ex-girlfriends. Don't save. So yeah, she basically just fucking killed someone. It was a story of her killing someone. Um, the poem is actually an excerpt from a creepy pasta written about 19-year-old girl who becomes a murderer. This also has been posted here. What concerns me is the original post date of the story, 2 years ago. That is fucking gnarly. Okay, so like this actually happened. That note was actual. So it's the missing persons report. Holy fuck. All right, so 2 years ago. Edit. Confirmed Dan Salvato admits he wrote it 2 years ago. Shortly before the game launched on Steam, itch.io version of the game was updated to version 1.1.0. This update adds a few more gameplay interactions in certain scenarios, and I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. This is the same as the Steam version. Um, there is one new file worth checking, which appears a certain game called I Have a Nice Weekend with no file type. Opening up in the code editor reveals more base64. I need to look for that in a second. After following a false lead with a small bit of help from Little Monix on Twitter, um, Vinge Cipher with Libetinia was a man without knowing a rich aroma of the future, the hot, complex balance of the present, and bittersweet aftertaste of the past. All of the files have been solved. If you want to read everything up top, here's a quick TLDR. Okay, that's just everything that I just read. Um, all right, so that's more of other people reading stuff. Let me actually look at this last part though. Yuri, before the game launched on Steam, itch.io, I highly recommend checking it out. So this update adds a few more gameplay interactions in certain scenarios. Um, there's one new file worth checking out, which appears to have been called Have a Nice Weekend with no file type. Where? What if I just search have? Nope, nothing. So, log, kind of zoom out a little bit. Stencil, texture, geometry. No, these are just global stuff. Okay, that's nothing. Traceback.txt. There's a lot to this game. They put a lot of hidden shit into this game, and it's fucking crazy. Copyright. Nope. What is an SH file? I'm not familiar with that file type. Are Linux executable files? Okay. Um, okay. Characters, we already looked into those. What's renpy? Pi stuff. Um, holy shit, this is nuts. Fuck it. Alright, I'll look at that later. Monica, can you give, like, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time searching for that stuff. If you can give me a hint where the code of your conversations are, because if you look at the, like, as you probably know, oh, did I delete it? Exit out of that. There is a whole bunch of code. All of this shit is code. Wait, is there one that called conversations or some shit like that? Config. Um, Substitution script. Oh, it's not gonna edit with Notepad. Just parsed out. Map of the name. Load script parsing. Scan the directories for script files. Loads that from a string. Return the list of statement. Report block. Writes data into slot. Script edit. Let's. Fuck. Let's see. Backup list. It doesn't look like there's anything in here. Right, empty version. This performs. Script. Wait. Returns data. Slot file exists. Yeah, I'm not sure where to search for that, Monica. If you can kind of give me more of a hint, I would appreciate it. Because those are the Python scripts. Game cache. Yeah, I'm not sure. Letters. Yeah, because I also heard that all the letters that were in there that were all like fucked up and scary and crazy were um, all decoded. Uh, sure his character file contained a bunch of shit later turned out to be a link to that. Yeah, this is just a summarized version sometimes. One of Monica's dialogues at the very end of the game is specifically redacted. Where? Can you fucking tell me where? So apparently, this guy did some digging, found some weird shit in the game's code. One of Monica's dialogues, which Monica's saying is in here somewhere, um, was found at the very end of the game, specifically redacted so that you can only read it if you're looking at the code. It has Monica being all cheeky to the player, but also has some text encoded in base64. When decoded, the following you get the following: the realization. I want to find this shit. It's not gonna be in library. Not Steam. Maybe game. Scripts. Fuck. Holy shit, this is long. Whoa, what is this? This is a long hex dump. This is probably what that guy's talking about. Let's see what this decodes to. Let's do F5. Continue. No. Oh. Oh, fuck, this is the same thing I found earlier. Um, yeah, that's the same thing. Where? Fuck, I want to find the thing for Monica. Fuck, I want. Oh, did I delete it? I clicked out of it. Literature Club, letters decoded. No, not that one. Well, anyways, there was some of the some of the hidden shit that I was able to find in the character files. I kind of dug around using other people's work and just kind of used that to make sure it was all real, and it's pretty fucking real. Anyways, till next time, I'll see you guys later. All right, see ya.